Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Danny Boy and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Danny's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed. And the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar. That is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Danny Boy has been fitted with his very own training collar, and he will come home with that. You're going to be taught how to use that properly tomorrow during your follow-up training session. Now, he is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, very important with this large puppy. And the command is Danny Boy, heel.
Danny Boy, heel.
Now, heeling is proper walking on a leash without dragging you down the street. He always should remain neutral with your left leg. His shoulders should not pass your left leg. And each time that you stop walking, he should sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So when you're walking on the street, you're in town, there's a lot of people, he should be right next to your left leg. When you turn, he should turn. When you stop, he should sit. So if you stop to cross traffic or speak with someone on the street, he should be sitting nicely and waiting for his next command. He shouldn't be bouncing all over the place like he's so good at. And each time you stop, nice automatic sit. And Rich is going to leave him in a sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. And because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. I want you to lengthen this sit-stay up to 3 minutes. This helps to develop self-control. When Rich returns back to him, he walks all the way around him, and the dog should remain seated until Rich gets all the way back to his shoulders. He will then stop and then give the next command. Each time that you return to Danny Boy's shoulders, you have to give him another command. If you don't and you walk, he will go with you. And this little video is going to be yours to practice with at home. Rich leaves him in a sit-stay. He turns to face him. He walks all the way out to the end of his leash, so he puts some distance between himself and the dog. And this time, instead of returning back to him as he did the first time, he's going to call him. He was going to go after a butterfly. This is the come on command, and he's to come and sit, not come and jump all over you. And then he goes back to heel and back sitting. And you can see that he actually enjoys the work. There's nothing, mean that's going on with him. He's just being asked to be under control, to follow simple commands, to do what you're asking him to do, and not be flying all over the room. Rich leaves him in another sit-stay. He turns to face him. He uses his name, he lightens his tone, and he praises him on the way in, so he knows that this is always a good thing. Coming to you is always considered praiseworthy. But not coming and molesting you, coming and sitting. He's a really sweet boy. He really is. He is very eager to please. Once he knows what you want him to do, he does it well. Now, from a seated position, we're going to demonstrate the down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. This is another exercise to practice in the home.
Down. Down.
Oh.
Down.
And you can't let him get away with that being fresh.
Okay.
He has to complete this command. And he's sniffing and doing everything he can to get out of it. Rich took a step in to be a little bit more dominant, and when he returns back to him, he walks all the way around him, again returning back to where they started at heel position. And he'll heel him out of that, and he'll demonstrate that again. These young labs have a terrible time keeping their noses off the ground, and that usually is a distraction technique that they'll ultimately stand up. So we try to discourage the sniffing, but labs are bred to hunt, and if they're not hunting, they're sniffing.
Danny, come.
Rich calls him out of that, has him sit,
Danny, go.
and then go back to heel and back sitting. We got this butterfly that's like torturing us. I don't know if you can see it, but Danny Boy's very interested in this butterfly. We wish it would just go away right now. Now the last command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a distance. So with him seated, you leave him in a stay and you turn to face him, and you don't have to go too terribly far away. You're going to be able to lengthen out your distance as you move forward. You're going to use your right hand to give the command. Now if he doesn't go down, Rich didn't give up, and that's the most important thing. If you have to take a step in, whatever you have to do. And we'll be doing all this with you tomorrow, so you get actual hands-on practice working with him. But we have demonstrated for you all of Danny's formal on-leash obedience commands. I think the best part of the whole video is that Danny's under control. He's not being a bull in a china shop. He's trying hard. He's doing his commands. He has some sense of self-control. We've enjoyed every minute of having him. He's made us laugh more than anything. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.